Today we'll be taking a look at how to abstract content to start building a website on Zesty. What is abstracting content? That simply means taking a look at a design, a mock-up, or maybe a current website if you're migrating it over to Zesty, and looking at that structure and how that will be built on the Zesty CMS platform. For this series, we'll be building a website for a software company called Acme Software. So we have a design ready to go, and I'll just be reviewing what the content models and the content fields will be so we can start building in Zesty. So let's take a look on our desktop and we'll be reviewing our designs. Starting from the top, we have our hamburger menu here, then a hero image and a hero title and a button. Then moving down, we have a list of processes, which when you hover over these, the content will change. So the title and the description here will change based on what you're hovered over. And then we have a list of features down here and an image that will go in this icon. And our features, just like our processes, don't need to be clicked on to take you to a page, so they don't need a URL. So it'll be headless content. Then moving down, we have a block of services. So the top and the bottom are service 1 and 2. And this we will be clicking to take you to a page, just like this one, the generic page layout, and which will have the name of the service and the content that's added to it. Then we have our form section. Our form will be static. That doesn't need to change, but this piece of content here, so the phone number, email, and location will be dynamic, as well as the footer. Overall, that's what our website will look like. So now we can just go through some of the content and label what exactly the content models and the field types will be. So our home page will be content modeled as a single page, and we'll just name that home page. And it'll have a few fields for the content, and the rest of it will be dynamic content found in other content models. So for the home page, we'll have the hero image, and then the text, the hero text right here, and then the button text, as well as the link to where the button will take us. And that'll be an internal link type, so I only want it to really navigate me to another page within the website, so we'll make that an internal link type. And then down here, our process is what this is going to be. It's going to be a headless set. So these features or processes, they don't really need a URL, as we mentioned earlier, so a headless set works perfectly. And each of these will include their fields, which is the media for the icon, a text for the name, and a WYSIWYG for this description right here, as well as a yes/no toggle so that we can state whether it's featured on the home page or not, and a sort order, so we can change the sort of the way that they display. And then part of our homepage fields, once again, will be this text right up here. So the text for the features eyebrow, and then the features title right down here, and then the features subtitle right down here, as well as the media image that will go into this icon. Then as a separate headless set will be the featured benefits that will include the media for its icon, text for the description, and then the sort order in which they will be listed. So our service pages will share the same layout. So multi-page model works perfectly because they will all have the same layout of the generic page we looked at earlier. And we'll add the content that will display into the home page as well as the generic page on that multi-page model. So we don't need to recreate content on the home page, only to display it on both the home page and the services page. We can loop through already existing content models without having to recreate that content over and over. So here are our services sections. So service row 1 and service row 2 will loop through that multi-page model to display the content. And the fields we'll add here will be the eyebrow text right here, the text title, a WYSIWYG for this description, and then a WYSIWYG for the content that will display on that generic page that we looked at earlier, which is right here. It's this longer form content that it won't show on the home page, but it will show on that services page. So we can add that as part of the content model, and we don't necessarily need to show it on the home page. and then a button which will link to the URL that is associated to its current service, and as well as a sort order. Okay, and then we have our contact form. So as part of our homepage fields, we will show this contact section, the section eyebrow text and the section title text. And then as our headless set inside of globals, we will have our general telephone number, email, and then location to be able to display that throughout our site. And then a form, we have a quick note here that these can be built out as a set, or it can be hard-coded in the editor if you don't really plan on having dynamic forms. In this case, I will be hard-coding my form because I don't really plan on the content or the submission actions to change for my form. So having it built statically works just fine for me. And then lastly, we have our footer, which will also be part of our global headless set, which is just going to be this copyright text that we have down here. And that's it. I have abstracted my content and created a layout on how that will be built in Zesty using content models and fields. Now we're ready to move on to the next step to actually start building that inside of Zesty and start adding that content as well and bringing it all together to building this beautiful site. As always, feel free to reach out to us at support@zesty.io or chat with us at chat.zesty.io and sign up for our Slack channel where we like to send out tips and share updates about our platform. Thanks for watching.